What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Cork. I'm your host, Eric Rocha. It's been a while. I know, and that's my fault. Honey, it's my fault. uh, Listen, I took a week off. I had to refuel shit. I got some good guests. We're gonna get through this, okay? Just listen. I'm sorry, and we've got more episodes coming your way. I didn't give up on you, okay? I still love you all very, very much. I'm sorry. My guest today is the one and only Joey Rentch. You can find Joey at Joey Rentch, pretty much all his social shit. So it is at JoeyRentch. So I'm really happy about this episode. We have some ha-has, but one of the things we talk about that Joey opens up about, we talk about mental health, because you know, we all have struggles. We don't dwell on it, but yeah, Joey's really out front about it, and I think that's kind of fucking brave, because it's not something that I think is easy to talk about for everybody. I know when I was going through my alcoholism and fucking God, I did enough cocaine to kill a small horse, but I know that those times I needed to hear from friends that it's okay to fuck up every once in a while. And with depression, I know, there's a time where I was really, really getting down. And just hearing other people's stories fucking helped. So, if anything, I hope it does that. Because I know listening to Joey's story, it just made me more aware of it. Because I know I've had a lot of depression in my family, and I go into depth with my uncle dealing with his, and just the different shit that it affects. So, anyways, I was very happy about this episode, and we get to apologize to him for for Joey having to ride up with Luke and myself. So it's got some laughs, it's got some solemn moments, but overall it was a really fun episode. That said, I want to thank a couple people. I went down with Lee Syatt to San Diego, and I got on a show at Ocean Beach. And I want to thank Alan Henderson for putting us up at Winston's. Alan, that was a fucking great show. We had so many people there, and then I got to panel a roast battle, which was really cool. That was a lot of fun. I don't know, man. Comedy's just, it's alive and well, and I love going out and just being able to meet other comics. Follow Alan Henderson. He's terrific. San Diego's got a great fucking scene. It really does. Then I got to see my friend Jim Pine. I met him in La Jolla when I was featuring for Joey there at the Comedy Store. Got to see him. He did fucking great. And then our host, Tim. Oh, man. Tim Cunningham he was just here in L.A., actually. He was at the Ice House. So to all those guys, fucking terrific. Thank you guys for being wonderful hosts and making Lee and myself feel really welcome. Lee and myself, we got a big announcement coming. So stay tuned for that. I'll get more in depth with that. But that aside, last thing I want to talk about, oh boy, are those Dodgers. Dodgers. Listen, I don't know if you're rooting for them, but if you are, there's a big hurt all over LA tonight. And I get it. Oh, Jesus Christ, do I get it. You're probably upset.
This isn't the biggest bag over the head punch in the face I ever got. God damn it! Son. Now I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
But I can tell you this. Nobody fucked up worse than the Yankees did when they lost to the Red Sox in 2004. Whatever comfort that brings you, just know no one can fuck up as bad as they did especially to the team that they did. Hold your head up high, Dodger fans. You're going to be okay. I promise. So, that said, we got the thank yous out. We took care of some house cleaning. Now on to my friend Joey Rentch.
I don't know no better, so let's blame the weather, 'cause I got no care when I hit my groove, 'cause I got no care when I hit my groove.
I'm on the wagon. Like, dude, you would think I'm at an AA meeting with the amount of coffee I drink when I'm there. Like, because like we'll just get like the little Starbucks like to go pitchers, and dude, I'm on that thing all
Is it like
day.
craft services?
Yeah, like we have like mini crafty, like yeah, we'll just like get like little snacks because like what we'll usually do is we'll do it like we'll hold talent in like 4-hour increments so we don't have to feed them. It's non-union, baby.
I was gonna say
This is how we fucking do it, dude. I would bitch, but like that does like it. Me being on the other end, like I think that it like in my head, it's like, oh, it'll affect my wage if we fucking feed these people. Fuck these guys, dude. You're pretty, dude. You won. Like, did you see that jawline? That's why you don't get lunch, son. Like, life's about give and takes, dude.
So my guest today is the one
Oh
and
shit,
only-
we're rolling. You did like the classic fucking.
I loved. Yeah, I like leading into it.
Dude, I gotta hire a PA, like a publicist person, do some damage control.
Do public assistance.
Yeah, dude.
With me on the constant listener, with me, my guest today is the one and only Joey Rentch.
What's up, guys? Dude, I hate pretty people. Apparently,
Yeah, don't worry. It's all right. I edit around stuff, so
Dude,
if you need me to edit that out, then that can certainly be bought.
oh, okay. We'll discuss terms after this, I guess.
So first things first, I have to ask you, can you ever forgive Luke and myself for that fucking ride up to Lake Havasu?
Oh my god, that was so much fun, dude. Like, listen, road trips can be fun or they could be torture. It's all about who's riding in the car. What was fun about that, dude, I just sat in the back seat and just hung out. And, like, you guys were so entertaining. I was like, I don't have to do shit. I could literally, like, it's like, you guys are on, like, such, like, the perfect, like, mind. Like, you guys are on the same wavelength mentally. Like, I was, like, nodding off in the back, and I would wake up and just, like, picking up right where I left off in, like, the Eric Luke adventures, dude.
Dude, I was so worried. I was like, oh, dude, when we dropped, I was like, I bet you money. Joey Wrench was like, oh, fuck, thank God that shit's over. And even Luke was like, yeah, he got a lot of us.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, fuck, I could have done, like, 4 to 6 more dates of that.
Are
Like,
you-
yeah, dude, just
why?
let's just hop back into the Nissan rental and just fucking run this thing into the ground and just fucking, dude, literally, like, when we were driving back from Havasu, and like I think it was you're like, let's go to Vegas for a couple days. Like, I was like, I really hope Luke just fucking steers this shit to Vegas. I was like, dude, I don't have shit to do. I have like somewhat of a savings. I'm not used to that in life, so let's fucking burn it.
So before this interview, I played him a rendition of our trip to Lake Havasu. And how selfish was Luke on a scale of 1 to 5? Well, let me answer it for you. It's 5. But how many pillows do you sleep with, Joey? Normally.
At that time, I would sleep with 2 very thin pillows, so it equaled 1 shitty pillow because I would just stack them. It got to the point where like they were so flat, like, you know, those, like, they were the Target pillows that are like $1.99.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, I just got out of a relationship. I was so sad, and I was like, I don't even love myself. I'm gonna get the worst pillows ever. And like, I slept with that. Like, I would have to fold them in half on top of each other just so they would equal 1 regular pillow.
On my bed right now, I've got in one pillowcase 2 of those really thin Target pillows, and they make 1 shit pillow. You're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah, dude.
You're exactly right.
And well, what's funny is, like, dude, I recently I upped up my pillow game. I was like, fuck this, dude. I'm getting man pillows. Like, dude, I have like a queen, but I went and got like 2 king size pillows, which are stupid because now both of them, if you lay them at the top, they don't fit on my bed.
Oh shit.
So I was like, oh, that was stupid. So it's like a pillow and a half. Like, a half of 1 pillow hangs off my bed. I was like, dude, that was so dumb. But like, literally, like, my neck is so propped up, like how it's supposed to be. Like, my back hurts. Like, it's not
Really?
used to it.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know what I'm doing.
I have to apologize because Luke is so selfish. He'll never apologize to you. So
that's
on
like-
behalf of Luke Allen, because he never will do it, I apologize for Luke's behavior that day in the hotel room.
Well, I appreciate it, Eric. I feel like it was long overdue, Luke, and your boy Eric picking you up.
He's an asshole. I can't speak for him. I hope I identify the body when it happens, when the time comes. How long have you been doing stand up?
I started doing stand-up in 2010. That was the first time I got up on stage. I was really young at the time, so nothing. I'd lived like a suburb life, so I wasn't saying anything worth listening to on stage for a long time. It was a lot of dick jokes and ball jokes and fart jokes. Like, dude, it was bad, and like I thought it was so good at that time. I was like,
Really?
oh, I get laughs. Well, here's the thing, like, dude, I was like, I don't want to say a victim, but I was a product of like the Bringer show, like a beginner's comic Bringer show. Like I felt deep in. I did that for like 5 years.
Where was your first gig?
My first gig, it was in Chino, California, at this place called I think like the Delight or something like that. Like it was a pretty good show, like 50 people. Like that was my first show.
Wow,
50.
really?
I literally did like an open mic. I think I did before that. Like my first time on stage. I did the open mic Monday night comedy contest at the Ha Ha Comedy Club.
Really?
Yeah, and then like a buddy of mine was like, "Yeah, I've been booking shows, man. If you could get like 10 people out, you could do it." And I did it, and like he was like, "All right, cool. Next month I got a show at the Ontario Improv. If like me and I had 2 other buddies, and like if you guys could bring like help pack it out, you guys could get like 5 to 7 minutes." And like who knows, maybe you'll be a club opener there, and like just this whole thing. And second show, 350 people packed out at the Ontario Improv.
No, so yeah, you're packing them out then.
Yeah, that was the worst thing because like my terrible jokes. It's so hard, like when it's that many people, and it was a good crowd. So like, and it was like spicy Latino night. So it's like, dude, they're there to drink, they're there to party. Like, dude, it was like, dude, those are like it's like a half white comic, dude. Like a Latin night, that is my favorite type of show, dude. They're always there for a good time, and that's it.
Ask, what are you?
I'm German, Irish, and Filipino.
No shit, Filipino.
Mom is straight out of Manila.
No kidding.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Dude, it's like my dad's like the nerdiest white guy ever. So everyone just assumes like he was in the Navy and just fucking brought her back. And
You have a sister, right?
I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't talk about my brother a lot. We're like a decade apart, so it's weird. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like me and my siblings were very close, but individually, my brother and I mean, we have a decent relationship. We could talk, but we don't really. I feel like we don't really know each other.
Well, if
weird.
there's an age gap, then
Yeah, it's a huge age gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Close with your sisters?
Very close with my sisters. Mostly my older sister. It's weird the way it worked out. Like me and my older sister are the closer siblings, and my younger siblings are closer, which makes sense, right?
So, are you the baby?
I am second.
Second.
Yeah, so it goes girl, boy, girl, boy.
Really?
Yeah, very nicely done.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think of where I first met you because I feel like I've known you forever now.
It's been a while, right? I was thinking about
Yeah.
that recently.
I think it was at Fourth Wall.
It would have to be Fourth Wall.
Yeah, because I think the Verzies brought you.
Yeah. I want to say, yeah, they introduced me to the Fourth Wall.
Yeah.
And like, that was like before what it is today, which is amazing. I love people who hate like the slotted system. And it's like, dude, I'm not sitting 3 hours for a bucket open mic for comics who think they're hosting the lab. Like, dude, you are not fucking Ken Gar. Like, stop pretending to read a ticket and call in like your friend's name, but like he has to work in club spots. Like, that's why he does it, you know? Or maybe he calls his friends. Either way, Ken Gar's much funnier than you, bro. Shout out to Ken Gar.
That's it.
He hasn't thought of me in like 2 years. I haven't seen him in a long time.
It was outside Fourth Wall. The Verzies brought you. They gave you you're gonna like this guy. He's a good fella.
Oh, really?
They gave you the treatment. No,
Nice.
they said,
Oh.
yeah, this is Joey, our friend.
Oh, okay.
And then I it's got to be that way. It's got to. Anyways, yeah, I remember watching you and thinking, oh, okay, cool. This guy's cool. He's funny. and then it was like you turn out to be like one of the nicest people on the open mic circuit.
Dude, I'm such a people pleaser. Like,
Really?
it's so crazy. Like, I was talking about this. I was working a new joke, and a comic friend, she was like, "Why don't you just like?" Because like the premise is basically like, it was about like when I used to work in the medical field. I don't think I'm gonna tell because it's not funny, so I'll just burn it here.
Well, no, work on it. Yeah.
We'll see, dude. I'm in such a weird place when it comes to like writing in general. It's so like, dude, for the first time in a long time, like I've actually started like loving myself again.
Good.
It's great. I'm like really happy like mentally, but I'm like, fuck, I can't write shit. Like it's too
that's always
positive.
tough.
Well, because like I came from like a dysfunctional family, so like we were that type of family where like, dude, you talk shit at the dinner table, and if like it makes you upset, like, dude, people just go in harder. And it's like, you can't show weakness because it's like, dude, it's going to be a long...
blood.
Yeah, dude, like, I remember one time we were on vacation in, I think it was like Colorado Springs in the summer, and we were playing Scrabble, and I was such a dumb kid, and I couldn't come up with a word. And, like, everyone was staring at me for, like, 10 minutes, and finally someone was like, here, let me see your tiles. And I was like, man, whatever. And I just, like, threw the... yeah. And then, like... to this day, like that gets thrown in my face every chance.
Serious?
Yeah, like dude, I bring someone home, like a girlfriend or somebody I'm dating, dude, that story's getting pulled out. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, dude, it's a good time.
So was it fun dysfunctional or was it bad dysfunctional?
Oh, fun. I mean, it'll go back and forth. You know, we're a functioning dysfunctional family, like for sure. I love my family, like for sure.
Yeah.
They are cool ass people, but dude, we had some unhealthy times, but it wasn't like called child services. It was just like, oh man, these people don't care about each other's feelings. They just say what they want, what they think.
What's the meanest thing your family ever said to you?
It's the meanest thing. I don't know. Embarrassing. I remember one time in front of my friends, my sister was like, "Look at Joey's gut. He looks 3 months pregnant." And that was back when I was a little chubbier. And like, dude, that was like brought up so much. I was like in middle school too at that time, so it was like my developmental, my awkward phase.
Oh my god!
And like my friends would make fun of me for that. And like, dude, I was like, I remember like, dude, I don't know if I have like body dysmorphia, but I'm not comfortable with my body.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I recently, like this is like the best like physical shape I've ever been. I cannot take my shirt off at the beach. Like,
Are you serious?
I'm not a fan. Like I'll do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, dude, and that's why I say, like, I don't know if I have body dysmorphia because it's like, I don't want people to like see my kneecaps. Like, like I'm uncomfortable with exposing with like what's not usually exposed.
Okay.
I think that's why I always wear like t-shirt and jeans.
Really?
Like, you'll rarely see me in a tank top. Like, I don't like wearing shorts.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I mean, look, I don't believe the notion that all comics are damaged people. But
I don't think I'm that damaged. I just think I'm like high maintenance.
I was gonna say you aren't though, because that one of the reasons why I brought up the terrible Luke Allen,
the infamous, terrible Luke Allen.
The no good terrible Luke Allen is because you were without fail the best traveler of the lot.
Sure.
And it was just like, how is this guy so adaptable? Like, and I realized I'm like, okay, Joey's really a people pleaser.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I was like, I wonder why that guy is a people pleaser. Like, yeah, where do you think that comes from?
Dude, I don't know. I've yet to see a therapist to like dig this up because like I'm afraid to. But like
you should, just because I
don't know.
in your stand up, like,
yeah,
because I've barked at you like once or twice where I've heard you say something and I'm like, don't fucking say that. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
And like when you're like, not when you're pissed off, but when like you're firing on all cylinders, I'm like, Joey's funny. Good. Joey's got his fucking balls up there. But yeah, just like that sense of self.
Yeah, dude. It wavers a lot for sure.
Really? I wonder why.
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, like, I didn't have a lot of positive reinforcement.
Okay.
In my, like, as a kid, but like I say that is like I also didn't have negative reinforcement.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I just didn't have any enforcement.
And I'm not saying your parents were bad people, but it's just like no, it's I'll be honest. Like with my mom, she was always at work.
Yeah.
So I raised myself in a lot of ways where it's just
Right.
like there's a reason why I do everything that I do. Like I have terrible eating habits because quite honestly, I ate what was in the fridge and
Dude,
what was in the cabinet. It was
100% me. Yeah.
okay,
Same
like
thing.
there's Chef Boyardee and it's just like, yeah, when my mom was home, she would cook.
Yeah.
And it was like, she tried to bring a vegetable in the house before.
Right.
Either fed it to the dog or buried it where the dog would eventually go.
Right.
But it was just like, okay, I'll do my thing, and then that was kind of the end of it. But and it's not to say she was a bad mom, but it was just like
There's only, I mean, she's still human.
exactly.
There's only so much she could do. If you don't mind me asking, single mom?
yeah,
Oh, wow, really?
yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
literally I would be at home, and that's where I found out about Pryor and.
Oh, really?
And all those guys, because I could watch whatever the fuck I wanted
Yeah,
to
dude.
watch, because she wasn't there, and it was just like, okay, I remember stumbling into her Eddie Murphy Delirious tape,
Oh,
and I'd be listening, and she caught me, and she's like, "Don't listen to that. That is for adults." And I was like, okay.
How old were you?
I was like this was like 2 years ago. No, how fucking old? I was young. I was a really little kid.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And I
crazy.
remember when she was a deep sleeper, so I fucking opened her door one time when she was asleep, and I crawled and I grabbed her Delirious cassette tape. And I fucking walked back to my room and I put it, and I had these headphones.
Yeah.
And it's funny because even today, if you listen to particular parts, it sounds like Eric. It sounds like somebody calling my name
Yeah.
from across the way, and I shut it off. I took my headphones off, and I fucking knocked on her door. I was like, "Hey, did you call me?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Fuck." And she's like, "What? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I thought you called me." And she's like, "Eric, I gotta go to work tomorrow morning." I'm like, "I know, Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck." God damn.
Was that your first first special you saw as
No,
comedy?
it was weird. Like my grandpa exposed me to a lot of shit too. My grandpa taught me about Pryor and
Oh, really?
and like Red Fox and those guys. But like I said, the thing of it is it's just like, okay, yeah, I have terrible eating habits, and I know that's from that.
Yeah.
I had she dated this guy, and they were engaged. Like they never got married, but they were engaged. And I mean, this dude was terrible to me. Like he would wake me up on a Saturday at 8 a.m. and tell me to go. He's like, get out of the house.
Oh, shit.
And I go, why? And he's like, because you need some exercise. And I was like, what do you want me to fucking do? Just run? Like, and he'd be like, no, go. Just leave. I don't care where you go.
Yeah.
So what he would do is I would leave, and then all his buddies would come over, and they would just play Madden. Like, he had a PlayStation that I wasn't allowed to play.
Dude, that's like the shittiest thing.
Oh, it was crazy.
Like-
So, and here's the thing, like this dude could bench like the most he ever put up was like 525. He was going
Oh,
for the
shit.
Colorado record. He was a monster, dude.
Yeah.
Like a big motherfucker. And so we would just kind of butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. And so he's like, all right, well, I'm going to teach you some of the things of the game. And I remember he had a football, and it was a gray NFL plastic football. And we stood not far apart, and he would just huck this ball at me. And I kept trying to catch it, and it would hit my hands. And I remember I started crying.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't be a pussy.
Jesus.
And he goes, stop being a pussy. And he goes, you think that hurts? I'll have Bobby Guzman come over and throw the ball at you. I was like, I don't even know who Bobby Guzman is. Like, and I, like, later on, I found out I was related to Bobby Guzman's a good guy. Hi, Bobby. Anyways.
What up, Bobby?
Yeah. Bobby's got, dude, Bobby, I think he was like he touched like the upper 80s, lower 90s.
Throwing a football?
Throwing a baseball.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
throwing a football. Shut the fuck up.
He was a hell of a
Yeah,
baseball
dude.
player.
Oh, really?
But and he was a quarterback. So,
Oh, okay.
anyways, so he was a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would like fucking, I'd have tears in my eyes and just fucking, I hated him so much. And he looked at me, he's like, you gonna do something or what?
Yeah.
And I would just fucking, I'd ball up my fist, and I'd look at me, he goes, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And so one day he was pulling that shit with me one time. And this was back when I was playing football. It was like Little League. and I had a football helmet. And he's like, "What? Are you a tough guy now?"
Yeah.
And I fucking had a hockey stick.
Okay.
It was just this little plastic hockey stick. And he goes, "So what's your deal?" And I told him, I said, "I'm tired of you. I'm tired of how mean you are to me." And he goes, "What are you gonna do?" He goes, "You gonna hit me with that hockey stick?" And I had that football helmet on. I had the hockey stick, and I started crying again.
Yeah.
He's like, "See," he goes, "that's the difference. Is it's just air and fear." And I was just like looking at him, and he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Because if you would have," and I just fucking whacked him mid sentence
Yes.
of what he was saying. I fucking everything I had, Joey.
Yeah.
Just fucking. Oh!
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even like a yelp. It was like a yelp bellow. Like
Yeah. Everything
and I
you
just
held in.
fucking
there.
I hit him so hard across the chest
no
with
way.
this fuck. I was aiming for his fucking head.
Right.
But oh yeah, dude, I wanted.
What he do right after you smacked him?
Well, I had the football helmet on.
Right.
So he fucking, you little fucker. He grabbed the hockey stick from me and fucking laid me out.
Jesus.
I had the helmet on, so
Right.
like, but he fucking full, I mean, haymaker, just
yeah.
boom, hit my helmet, and I fucking went flying.
Jesus.
And then he grabbed the hockey stick and fucking threw it, and he fucking jabbed me one more time with the helmet on, and I just started crying, and he's like, "Pick up that fucking hockey stick." He's like, "Get out of here." So I picked up the hockey stick, went to my room, took off the helmet, and he's like, "Go to the library or go somewhere else. Go play." And I was like, fucking it. Like, my grandpa lived like a good way, like across town. And so what would happen is after he would kick me out, I would walk all the way to my grandpa's house. And he'd be like, "How did you get here?" And I'm like, "Oh, I walked." And he fucking, like, he hated my mom's boyfriend. And to my mom's point, she was trying. She was working because that guy was out of work a lot.
Of course he was.
He just did like a lot of different jobs.
Right.
And
Yeah, he sounds a little unstable.
yeah, oh yeah. So he would. Mom was always working, and then dude, it was so intense. Like when we would have dinner, I wasn't allowed to talk at the dinner table.
Damn.
Like I used to have to like raise my hand, like, "Can I say something?" And it was either yes or a no.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And so one day my mom kind of like, I don't know, like this is still kind of, it's not a real issue between us, but it's something that we've talked about lightly, because I think she knew some of it. I don't think she knew the extent to how deep that motherfucker like would just fuck with me.
Yeah.
And like there was never anything sexual.
Right.
It was purely mind fuck
Dude,
games. Like, and I was like, oh, but here's what was weird. Whatever happened that day where I hit him with that hockey stick.
Yeah.
Something just went off in me, and it was just like that's where I think I lost my people pleasing thing. Like, because my initial thing is like, oh, okay, I want to make all of these people happy.
Right.
And then if that doesn't work, it's like, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's weird because as much as that fucked me up, like now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that it happened, because I think that was one thing that my mom was curious about too, was is it trouble with discipline, or is it trouble with where he's like being abusive?
Right.
And then later on she was like, oh yeah, I don't like how he's talking or treating my kid. And then my Uncle Barry took over, and that was more of a loving discipline, where it was like, dude, that motherfucker, I remember one time I was like 14. I was like 13 or 14.
Okay.
And I went to a party, and we drank. This is back when you drink soda and shit like that. And that next year I would get into beer. So I was like 12 or 13. So anyways, I was supposed to mow the lawn, and I told my grandma maybe later. and she told my uncle this. My uncle was a 2-time state wrestling champion.
Oh shit. Okay.
And so when I went to this party, we didn't go to bed till like fucking 4 a.m.
Okay.
You know, like when kids stay up.
Yeah.
And then I got home like at noon. And when I got home noon on Sunday, the lawn was completely mowed. The edges had been trimmed. He had done all this different little shit, landscaping wise.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, hey, you know something different? And I was like, oh, fuck. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I mowed his lawn.
Yeah.
And so he owed me like $40 because he hadn't paid me like 2 weeks.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I'm a little bit more expensive than you are, though. And he goes, so that $40 I owe you? And he goes, I don't know you a fucking thing.
Damn.
And I was like, all right. And he goes, and I need to talk to you over here. And I was like, all right. And dude, I looked over it. I was so mad at the time at my grandma because she's like peering out the window. like those old fucking OK Corral shootouts, like where the villagers would just look out the window.
Yeah.
That's how she was, just all meek. And like, anyway, so he took me behind the house where she couldn't see. And dude, he just slammed me up against the house and just started choking the shit out of me. And I was trying to cry and breathe at the same time. It was like, and dude, we lived right next to a highway. So all these this was back in the days though where cars would drive by and see a kid getting fucked up and they'd be like, well, the kid probably fucked up.
Right. That's a good parent right
good.
there. Yeah, good
so
parenting. Yeah.
I'm choking and I'm crying and I'm like, And so he tells me, he's like, you realize you don't fucking talk like that to your grandma. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I will fucking kill you if you ever do that again. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then he let me go. Yeah. And I started breathing. And then he was like, give me a hug. And I was like, fuck you. I don't want to hug you. And he's like, give me a fucking hug now. Yeah. And he hugged me and he held me. And he's like, I know you're mad at me. And he goes, but I don't want you to be a fuck up. And he goes, and I expect you to do this to anybody that fucks with what I'm teaching you. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and I didn't get it at the time. Right. But I was just like, okay. You know, I don't know if that's exactly the way people should raise their kids, but I can tell you, like, now I am happy because physically I'm not afraid of that. Yeah. Like, I'm not afraid to get my ass kicked because it's been kicked.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think that's what knocked me out of the people pleasing kind of phase. So that's why, like, when I see you, I get it because you're very go with the flow, but like there's times where I will ask you like, what do you think? Yeah. Just because I want to know like what you think. But sometimes, I bet you do have to drag an answer out of you sometimes.
Sure. I mean, a lot of that probably has to do with like my terrible attention span.
Oh, okay.
Like, so it's like a lot of times, like literally like at least 50% of the time, the reason why I'm like go with the flow is like, I'm like zoning out and everyone's like, all right, we're doing this. I'm like, oh fuck, what are we doing? Oh, I missed it. All right, we're doing it. Like, I'm the fucking worst, like with the attention span. Yeah. So that's a lot. So when people were like, that's why like I hate like big group hangouts are fun, but it's so easy to get lost in the shuffle. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just chilling. And then like everyone like laughs like, oh fuck, I missed it, and like and everyone's like, Joey, what do you think? It's like, oh, I'm about to look stupid. What are we talking about, guys? Yeah, dude, I feel like I'm like the worst to have a conversation with. Like,
really,
I don't stay on topic. I don't pay attention half the time. And I'm a people pleaser and I want to look smart in the conversation. So
yeah.
But other than that, like, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, recently, like, I've been trying to have, like, develop, like, stern, hard opinions that aren't going to waver. But it's like, dude, that's not how life works, man. Shit changes. And I used to think I was weird for not having that. But it's just like, nah, man. Like, shit changes. I evolve, like, in a situation. Like, if I'm wrong and someone's like, dude, you're wrong for this reason. It's like, yeah, dude. Okay, cool. Like, I don't know. I'm not big on sharing my on solid opinions.
No, it's funny because
that was all over the place. Wow.
You know, I'm noticing like right now you're kind of like, I don't know if it's the coffee or
probably a little bit of the coffee.
It's the coffee, yeah. Because eye contact is something interesting with you too,
dude. I'm not good at eye contact.
Yeah, I can tell right now.
I fidget with my hat a lot. Oh my god, dude. I think that's why like my hair's going up front because I fucking scratch like my hairline a lot, dude. I don't know, man. And it's like a lot of it's like I don't think it's not like because like I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm like if I'm confident in a situation, like it's fine. But like I don't know, man. Like eye contact's always weird, and I've read like weird little hacks, like stare at their foreheads, like that's weird. Stare at their mouth. It's like I thought that's like what you want to do when you want to kiss somebody. Someone was like, stare at their eyes and just blur your eyes. You know how straining that shit is?
I was gonna say, you'll go cross-eyed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I don't want people to think like, who's this cross-eyed motherfucker I'm on a date with? I'm not gonna sleep with this guy. I can't procreate with this cross-eyed motherfucker.
So why comedy?
Dude, there's no better feeling than making people laugh. Period.
Yeah, I guess that's the ultimate people pleasing.
Yeah, like that's like, yeah, like there's just nothing like, dude, and like I've worked like the job, you know, like I've had the benefits, I've had the 401k, and I fucking dude, just sitting in an office like staring at a computer, I can't do that shit. Like I'm just, and like if I can, like, dude, the fact that there's an occupation where like you chill all day, like you get to sleep in if you want. And like you work, like you get to hang out like in a club at night, and like with friends, and like if you're somebody, they'll feed you, and like you know, like they're like it's just so much better. Like it's just gonna get real cheesy, but it's like, dude, you get one life, right? And it's like you, like for the longest time, it was like you get a job, you contribute to society, but now like we're in a time where it's like, dude, like be happy, like you gotta weigh your options. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to live the life of like being comfortable and safe, or do you want to like wake up excited every day? At least that was my position. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna pursue comedy. Fuck it, I'll go to sleep hungry every now and then.
Yeah.
Like,
was your family funny? Or is your family funny?
I mean, like it's like typical like dad jokes, but like I mean, like my dad was a big contributor to my like sense of humor. Like he introduced me like Cheech and Chong when I was real young.
Oh wow!
Like I remember like he would like drop me off to literally like elementary school or like taking me to Little League, and he'd be quoting like one of their bits. Like it was like one he used to quote all the time was like he'd be like, "Yeah, well, is that dog shit? Is that dog shit? I don't know.
Dog shit, man."
Yeah, dude, he used to do that one all the time. It just fucking cracked me up. And my dad had zero filter. Like, dude,
really?
At a young, like one of the first sentences I remember him saying to me as a kid, like, is literally like, "What the fuck is the matter with you?" Like, obviously it's me as a kid and like him like trying to pull me, like, "Dude, don't play in the shit. What the fuck's the matter with you? Jesus Christ, fatherhood is overwhelming." Like, that's probably with the context. Like, he wasn't like, "What the fuck's the matter with you? I hate you." You know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously me as a child, like that's what I thought. Like, I was like, "Oh, bad word." And he said it towards me. He clearly hates me, but really he was just like, "Oh, fuck," like, "Oh, dude, that's on me." Like, dude, I'm in trouble if this kid gets hit by a car, and it happened a lot. Like, there were a lot of close calls, dude. I was, dude, I was not a pay attention to my surroundings kid. Like,
Really?
I probably could have gotten kidnapped. Like, in all honesty, like if a dude looked showered and like had name brand candy, for sure, I'm in that van. It's like this is a nice, well put together man.
He's so svelte in his suit.
Look at you, flex your vocabulary on me.
Svelte. It's a gay word. It's not me flexing my vocabulary.
That's a gay
It's
word.
me being who I am.
How's that a gay word? Svelte?
Svelte.
That sounds like an old English, like written in calligraphy word.
Svelte.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like an English major's word.
No, it's how something fits you.
Really?
Yeah.
And use it in a sentence again.
Look at how svelte.
Look at how
Yeah,
svelte.
how svelte he is in this
Okay.
suit. Or that suit is so svelte.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. Now you have me questioning my fagness. This interview's over.
I like how I went from you're smart to you're like,
Yeah, you questioning svelte.
yeah. I've literally never heard that word
It's
before.
it's how. Okay, so I'm trying to think of somebody specific. Okay, Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay.
It's like, I think of svelte with like the way that he wears suits.
Sure.
Is it's form fitting, and it's like it's not too long. Like if you were to hold out his arms, his suit, like his sleeves,
It's
would
always
stop
right
perfectly.
there on his
Yeah,
wrist.
exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm using the fucking word wrong, but
It sounds right to me, man.
anyways, what about athletics? Did that give you confidence?
It did for a while. Like,
Because I played softball with you in that comedy league.
yeah, comedy league
And,
folded.
yeah.
No comedy league anymore, guys. there was a lot of interest, and then we couldn't let everybody in, and then now we don't have it. So
Now it's gone.
hey, everybody, we need people to play again.
That
So,
was actually a lot of fun. It was
was a
much
ton
more
of
fun
fun.
than I thought I'd have.
yeah. Like I remember when I joined, I was like, dude, how athletic are these people gonna be? Because like I grew up, like I started playing baseball. That was, by the way, my only sport. Like I tried like a season of basketball, and I was like, oh, this is not my game. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah,
How
dude.
bad was it?
I think I made one basket and had one rebound all season.
Yeah, basketball, you got to start real fucking early.
Yeah, I mean we were also pretty young still, but like it was at that age where it's like the cream of the crop is starting to separate.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple guys that was like that, that were like our Michael Jordan and Pippen. So I was like, dude, if the ball ever came my direction, I wouldn't even fully grasp it. I just kind of waft it towards them. Just like, dude, get
I
that,
want none of this action.
get that thing away from me, dude. Yeah, started playing baseball real young, and like I always had a knack for it.
Yeah, dude, your swing, the ball comes off the fucking bat quick. You've got like quick hands.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, a lot of lessons will do that. A lot of lessons. And I remember for a small period of time, I was playing for multiple teams. So I was playing what's called travel ball. So it's like
Yeah, competitive.
yeah. So it's like at a young age, it's like they run it like a tryout in like an organization, like it's like a club. And like my dad would make me like I would have to every day I'd have to do like X amount of like dry swings. So for those of you who don't play, that's when you just stand there with a bat and you just swing at nothing and just work on your form and your body and really break it down. And then I would have to hit like a couple buckets of balls every day in the backyard. And
Yeah, you didn't get good on fucking accident.
no, dude,
Yeah.
10,000 hours, man. What sucks though is like I was like a classic story of like it just takes like a coach or two for you to like lose the love of the game. And like what sucks now is like at my age now, I've really rediscovered the sport. And Jesus Christ, I love that sport.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's what I love about it is like, dude, there is like even if like you're like the LeBron James of the sport in baseball, dude, some kid from buttfuck nowhere making 500,000, like the bare minimum, who's just up for that game, can make you look stupid. You could go 0 for 4 against that kid.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I think Vince Scully said it. Like, there's two kinds of people in baseball: those who've been humbled and those who are about to be humbled. like, dude, you will never have a grasp on that sport ever.
That's funny. God, I never heard that.
Yeah, dude. And I think that really relates to comedy for sure.
God, yeah. No, it does. I mean, I don't know. I'm a huge baseball fan. I couldn't play it for shit.
No,
But no,
dude,
no.
we played that one game, dude. You're really solid. I mean, like, did you ever play like organized baseball?
Yeah, a little bit, like very, very little.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like, fuck. Like, I wasn't fast, and
Yeah.
my swing, it took too long. It's fine for softball.
Sure.
Because softball to me is easy. It's just like,
Right.
okay, wait for the pitch to fall, and then But softball is a slow. Like, somebody once told me this, and they were really good at baseball. They said baseball is a slow game, but softball, they somehow managed to take a slow game and make it even slower. Which I don't necessarily think it's a slow game, but anyways, it made me laugh. It was a funny quote.
That's very funny.
But yeah, like when I played with you, it was like, oh, okay. Like I was worried because I was like, oh, fuck, this is a pretty competitive league in the sense of like these guys will kind of hammer you if you fuck up out there.
Yeah, dude. For comics to get out of bed on a Sunday, to get like to be out in the sun during the day, like, dude, you gotta at least try a little bit.
I absolutely hated people talking during the game, though. I absolutely hated that. It was such a. I was like, oh god. But no, that one pickup game, yeah, I did okay, but it was just like, all right, like I remembered thinking to myself, I'm like, oh fuck. I'm so tired. This has been so long since I fucking had to do this.
Yeah.
Like, even just stretching out for a ball, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think people forget how athletic like you have to be to play that sport. And like,
Yeah.
what's weird is like you'll hurt not normal things. Like, dude, your groins, your obliques, your back. Like, dude, I recently like tweaked my back. And like whenever like professionals go on the injured list for like, oh, back stiffness, back spasms, I'm like, oh, that's a fake. Yeah, they're just trying to rest the guy. That's cooked, dude. It is a fucking thing. Holy dude! Like, I don't know what it was. Like and it was my upper back, and like it was like in between my shoulder blade and my spine. At first, I thought I had like the vape lung because like I've been vaping THC for like the past 2 years, like every day.
It's just a collapsed lung.
Dude, like
People have been dying from that shit.
and like it's
Have
one
you
of the,
stopped?
yeah, I just smoke classic herb.
Good.
I do it out of the bong like an American. Yeah, right. Dude, like, well, it's like it would only like because like I could like maneuver and like I was still going to the gym because I thought I just had really bad like a really bad knot in my back and like I was going to the gym still and I was still able to lift weight, but every time like I coughed or I would sneeze, like I was like, oh, dude, fucking, it feels like it's like right on the back of my rib cage. And I did like a ton of Googling and I read a couple cases where they're like, yeah, I thought I pulled a back muscle. And then I finally went to the doctor's office and it turned out my lungs were riddled with nodules. And I was like, and I was like super baked when I read that too. So I was just like, time to stop reading Google. Like, I
fuck
started
yeah.
freaking out. But like, it's been like 2 weeks and I'm like back to normal. So
Okay, good.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
Good.
cancer doesn't go away in 2 weeks.
You beat.
I beat cancer in 2 weeks, guys.
All he did was just stop vaping.
Yeah, stop vaping and start smoking regular weed.
No, I love baseball though because honestly, and it's stupid, but I still like when you go to a game. I remember going to Yankee Stadium and watching Derek Jeter just play catch, and it was just basic. To see a guy fucking throw the ball that fast,
Yeah.
that there's something superhuman about it. I mean, even when I would watch the Colorado Rockies,
Yeah.
and you had Larry Walker that would, he'd be at the track and the ball would land and you'd see somebody, or, there'd be a pop fly and he'd be by the track and there was a guy on third and you kind of perk up. You're like, oh, fuck. He's not going to run on him, is he?
Yeah.
And Larry would kind of look, he'd see the ball up, and Larry would position himself for that crow hop.
Yeah.
Ball be hit up, and that guy, you'd see like, all right, he's gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
And then everybody'd stand up. Even my mom loved baseball. That's where I got my love for baseball, was my mom.
Oh, yeah.
She was fucking solid. She was really good. Anyways, she's like, all right, here we go. And I was like, what's gonna happen? She's like, watch Larry, son, watch Larry.
Yeah.
And we watch and fucking that ball pop up, Larry catch it, and you just see the guy tag the base and fucking go.
Yeah.
And you'd see Larry do a short crow hop and fucking release. I mean, just a bullet home.
Yeah.
And at that point it was to Joe Girardi, I think.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I started liking the Yankees after Joe Girardi went to the Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's such an underrated manager.
Oh, I love
the fact
him,
that
dude.
he's not managing a team right now blows my mind.
I love Joe Girardi. I loved him as the catcher for the Rockies. And then once he was gone, it was so... I remember my mom was like, hey, bud, I got some bad news. And I was like, what? She's like, Joe Girardi got traded, and I was like, "No!"
I love how
why?
I love how your mom like breaks baseball. Like,
Oh yeah,
hot stove
she
news.
knew I love because it was like your favorite player,
Right, yeah.
And I was like, "Why? Why would they do that?"
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Son," it was like he was dead because like, son, he's going to a better place.
Who'd they trade him to?
He went to New York.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because remember, he was an Expo, and then we got him from the. I believe we got him from either the Cubs or I think he was an Expo too.
Okay.
But yeah, we got him, and then he went straight to the Yankees.
Gotcha.
And then, the 96. I think it was our 95, 96. So and then he was a monster there. He was part of that team.
Yeah.
So, anyways, just I loved that aspect of it, that people were challenged.
Yeah.
And just the fact that the rules of the game stayed the same, but it was situations.
Yeah.
And I always compare that with comedy now. And I know that's really pretentious and stupid. And I know there's a lot of comics that don't like sports, and fine, you can fucking have your own analogies.
Right.
For me, baseball's, it really does remind me. It's just like, okay, a manager can see, you have a manager because hopefully the manager's seen that situation 100 times.
Right.
And knows, okay, we should probably do this here.
Yeah.
Versus that, you know what I mean? It's just more
Yeah.
trips around the sun.
Yeah.
That's how I look at comedy too. Is it's just like, okay, I've done the OR 4, 5, maybe 6 times,
Okay.
and it's just like, okay, how many times has somebody like fucking Paul Mooney done it?
Yeah.
How many times has named somebody Jamar Neighbors? How many times has Joey Diaz? How many times has David Tell?
Right.
And it's just like, oh yeah, those guys know what that is.
Yeah.
Same thing like with Larry Walker when he was getting ready to crow hop and he knew he was throwing it home.
Yep.
Just like what goes into your mind when it's on the line.
Yeah.
And I always love that about baseball.
Right.
Always like October, we're in it, baby.
Oh my God, dude. It was so stressful. I'm sitting here waiting for game 5. I'm a huge diehard Dodger fan. Have been most of my life. I mean, I like other teams. Like I love the 90s Braves.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just because they were like a juggernaut, like winning the division every like
Bobby Cox,
man.
He was
what a manager.
Bad motherfucker.
Dude. And like what I loved was like, dude, their ace, Greg Maddux, like he's like, dude, now he wouldn't have a job. He'd be bagging groceries, throwing high 80s, low 90s. That's not respected anymore to be like a finesse guy. There's
No.
only like a hand, and like you're used as like a 3, 4, 5 guy when you do that.
It's strange how that even the dramatic shifts are what get me anymore.
Oh my God.
It's like holy fuck. Like
Yeah.
they shift on somebody unreal. Like
Yeah.
god damn, you talk about playing probability. It's just
Yeah.
like when you have like 3 infielders on, the right side of fucking second base because that guy's going to hit to the right.
Right.
It's like, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I get that, but here's where I hate analytics. Like, oh, this is where I'm going to get like old school baseball guy. Like, here's where I really hate analytics. And for those of you who aren't into baseball, buckle up. It's going to get very specific. Like, analytics is great. It'll tell you, like, over a long run, here's what's going to happen. But, like, there's a reason why there's a term called the eye test. Like, dude, like, I get it. Like he's probably most likely going to roll over to, like, he's a big power hitting, like, right-handed batter. He pulls the ball. That's what he gets paid for.
Yep.
When you pitch him right, half the time you'll get him to roll over to third base. So you throw 3 fielders over to the left side of the infield, odds are you're going to get this guy out. Maybe even a
Exactly.
double play.
Yeah, that's what
But-
you're going for.
Right. But like there's also the human element. Like in game 4, the Dodgers did that. They shifted to the left side of the infield, leaving the right side wide open. And literally all guys did were pull their hands in, let the ball get deep, hit the inside part of the ball. The ball dribbled through the right side. Most routine ground balls.
Yeah, the ball had eyes. Everybody watched it.
Yeah. Dude, that ball had a cane and sunglasses and a seeing eye dog. Like, that ball could have gotten through.
And that's, yeah.
Two key hits that I think cost the Dodgers the game. And it's like, dude, like, I get it. But also, you're throwing curveballs outside to a right-handed batter. You shoot that to the right side. I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's fine. But that's the thing of those. What we talk about is it's the human element. Like I said, the rules stay the same. Every principle of the game stays the same.
Right.
Whether it's opening day
Yeah.
or whether it's the last 3 outs of the World Series.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now the heat is on, and it's
Yeah.
like, can you get this guy out?
Yeah.
Because people rattle.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just like, holy shit.
Dude.
I remember the games Mariano Rivera gave up, and it was like, how the fuck did this happen?
Dude, there's no, like, as a fan, there's no helpless feeling than watching your closer, especially a good closer, blow the save. It's like, where do we go now?
Yeah.
This-
They got to him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how the fuck did this happen?
Did you watch 01?
Yeah.
How'd that feel? So I don't want to open up old wounds.
No, it was just,
Yeah.
I mean, 2004 was the heartbreaker. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when the Diamondbacks won off Mario.
No, that didn't hurt nearly as bad as
What happened in 04? I don't remember 04. There's a
was
couple
when
years
the
where
Yankees,
I
Red
wasn't following.
Sox. That was in the
Oh,
the
and
comeback.
that was when the Red Sox won for the first time?
That was when we were up 3 games,
Oh, yeah.
remember that?
Now it's coming back.
and then
Oh,
because
shit.
that was the first year I lived in New York,
Oh, no way.
and it was just like
Were you always a Yankees fan? I feel like you said
when
that.
I was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
because when Joe Girardi went there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That was
like,
when
okay,
when
yeah.
you became okay.
Yeah, and it was just.
And
like,
then before that, you're just like Colorado.
yeah,
Like, you're just
I
rooting for
still
the
like
home team?
Colorado.
Okay.
It's just I don't like the management because Colorado, they're a gaggle of choke artists.
Dude,
They can't.
Yeah,
And here's the thing: like they've got a great farm system.
they do. They got some
They
really promising
do.
young
It's
guys.
just like,
yeah,
but like DJ LeMahieu,
I can't believe they let him go.
fucking yeah. But it's all about money.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing of it. And like now everybody in Colorado is so happy for him.
Sure.
I'm not shitting.
I
you.
love
like,
that.
They love him. They're like,
I
hey,
love that.
fuck it. They want the best for him. And it's just like, yeah, because the same thing with Joe Girardi. It's just like, why the fuck?
It was the same thing?
Yeah, it was just like, God damn it. Why would they just don't, and they can't afford to stand behind solid players.
Right. Colorado's more of a small market, right?
And but they'll never win a championship that way.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
anyways, like that's kind of the point of it. I fell in love with, especially with that team, I fell in love with Joe Torre, to be honest, because
Oh, really?
there was something about all these high profile athletes, and you had George Steinbrenner barking at you. Why aren't you winning? We got fucking embarrassed and he's like, yeah. Well, we were gonna lose one more, and then we're gonna win. We're gonna tie up the series, and then we're gonna win.
Yeah.
And just the calmness, like whenever shit hit the fan, I would love when the camera would show Joe Torre in the dugout.
Yeah.
And he was just calm.
Yeah.
That there was strength in his stillness, and I was like, okay, I don't have that, but that's what I need is, patience and not losing your head. That took a certain amount of strength.
Oh, for sure.
And I was like, fuck, this guy's got that. And I always loved that because Jeter had that. You never saw him like hang his head or fucking cry or whatever, any of that shit. It was just, oh, fuck, they got us on that one. Okay. And there is something about a strength, like especially like when you bomb, what it takes to not get mad at the audience.
Yeah.
Even though that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
To know you're not doing well.
Yeah.
And to just walk away knowing somebody saw you and thought, ugh, that was not good. And you got to walk away from that and just go, okay. This was not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the worst you've bombed?
Oh, Jesus. I hate talking about it because there is hard evidence, and I have no say in getting rid of that evidence. I bombed so bad, literally almost quit comedy. Like I was like literally couldn't get out of bed, fetal position for a long time.
Really?
Not a long time, but like a couple weeks. It was on the very popular podcast, Kill Tony. It was my second appearance. The guests, I don't even want to say the guests because I don't want anyone pulling them up.
You just tell me about.
No, I'll own the bomb. It's fine. The guests were Mike Lawrence and Louis J. Gomez.
Oh yeah,
dude, and I bombed, and like it was one of those bombs where it's like I was mad. I wasn't mad at the audience. I was just mad that I was like, it was like playing in the World Series. And it's like, dude, they're like, we got Joey up. He's our guy. He's going to come through, bases loaded. Dude's throwing, like, just lobbing it. And I strike out looking. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, that's how I was like, Jesus, you couldn't do 60 seconds of decent material? Like, and, like, they interviewed me. Like, I feel like they kept me out there for, like, 20, 30 minutes. Like, dude, they were not letting me off easy, which was good for me. Like, overall, I'm so glad that happened because I learned a lot. But in that moment, you want to watch someone die on the inside? Pull that clip up. And, like, what killed me was Louis J. Gomez, like, he's not a mean guy. He's not a bad guy. But he seems, like, this is the only interaction I've ever had with him. So take that into consideration when I give my opinion. But he seems like, he definitely doesn't seem like someone who would back down. I don't want to say aggressive. That's not the right word. But, like, he's definitely the friend you want behind you when some dude's mouthing off to your face, for sure. But he seems like a good dude. But, like, when it was his turn to talk to me about my set, he just gave me, like, genuine good advice. And I was like, fuck, dude, you don't even want to make fun of me? Like, that's how bad I am? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what'd he say?
He was just like, I went up there and, like, he was like, dude, your name's Joey Rentch and you look like the way you do. Like, you got to address that shit right up front, bro. Like, you got, like, there are so many questions. For people who've never seen me, I'm a pretty naturally skinny guy. I have glasses. I wear shirts that look too big for me because I'm kind of tall, so I have to like buy like a bigger size so they fit my body. I don't know, man. I don't buy form-fitting clothes. I buy the cheap clothes.
Yeah, you buy off the rack.
Yeah, dude, because I do open mics.
Fuck
and they don't.
That. You're a man of the people. That's what they say.
Dude. I don't get too big for myself. Everybody, stay humble.
Stay humble with Joey
I go to Goodwill and buy dead people's clothes. That's where I get my clothes.
Hopefully with Joey embroidered.
Yeah, right.
I found a Joey.
It makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, I don't know. I barked at you once.
You did, and I really appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
So
No,
I think
like,
no, that was good for me. So I think what you're talking about is, so Eric and I did a gig in Victorville, California, and he went before me. I think we both did 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He went before me.
Which, thank you again for getting that gig.
Oh, dude, thank you again for burying me. No, I'm kidding. So what had happened was Eric did you crushed, dude. Eric crushed, and then I went up, and I hadn't been getting up a lot at that time. I was going through a funk, and I just wasn't. I was spending more days in bed than out of bed at that time, and I went up and just did very mediocre. You could see it's just like, I mean, the jokes. Like, I just did my joke. I did my set, like, and so I think people, like, I could see the look on people's faces were like, dude, you just missed, bro. Like, on that one. Like, if I was throwing darts at a dartboard and the punchline was the bullseye, like, I was like a fucking eyelash to the left every time. It was just like, fucking Jesus.
They were tougher.
They were definitely tougher. And, like, dude, their leniency towards the end was getting, that string, it was getting smaller.
Yeah.
Their patience. But so, I think that where you gave me shit was, I think I said for Havasu, I wanted you to do longer than me because I think, and I quote myself, what a douche. I think I was like, yeah, because you buried me in Victorville. And like, in all honesty, like the reason why I felt like you should have had more time at that show is because you've earned the stripes to do that. And it's just like, I'm one of those people, like I was raised to like, don't talk, let your work show, like very old school baseball mentality. Going back to baseball.
Yeah,
it's
meritocracy.
Like, yeah, just act like you've been there before, blah, 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 that whole old school. And so I was just like, Eric, clear, like he's been hustling. I have not been getting up. And so I was just like, at that time, I was like, dude, like he buried me at that time. And like, you've been putting in more work and you've been getting more quality stage time. So I was like, you deserve to go before the headliner.
I didn't think of it from that aspect of it.
I'm not very good at explaining my points of view either.
No. No, because what I had heard, because you had been promised
right
that much time.
Yeah.
At like Havasu, and then when you said the buried thing, and I was like, that's when I looked at you, and I don't even remember what I said. I'm sorry, my memory's so fucking shitty.
Dude, mine too. Memory's going. It's probably all the weed I smoke. But, I think you remember, like, I just remember you being annoyed that I said that. And I think, and I took it in the context of, like, dude, don't fucking, like, and, like, staying with the baseball analogy, it's like, dude, if you're slumping, it's like, you were like, dude, like, pick your shit up and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks, but.
Good, that's what I hope.
Everything always ends and you will get through this. Like, you know, so just like keep moving. Like, that's how I took it. And that's why I think I immediately thanked you for that because it kind of like, adjusted
did fucking great. You had the best set. At like Havasu. No, you did, because I remember Luke and I were talking. I was like, that was good. That was interesting. Yeah, it's because fucking Joey had the best set of anybody.
Oh, thank you, man.
And we were like, fuck yeah. That's why I was like, good, that motherfucker. And I said something to Luke and I was like, yeah, because I don't know who it was. Somebody might have said like, hey, easy, go easy. And I was like, no, I was like, don't, because I was mad at you about that because we're friends. And I was like, yeah, don't. And that's all it was, because I was worried that I had like hurt your feelings. But then there was a part of me that was just like, there was Polly Wallen. Fuck him. Let him take his medicine. Like, kind of. There was a little aspect of it like that. Yeah. And that was one thing that. Here, let me pick up this name I'm going to drop. One thing that Joey had taught me was, he said, if a comic does really well in front of you, you don't go for that fucking, oh man, I'd hate to follow that. Fuck you. No, don't do that, because that's just apologizing for being next. Yeah. And you don't fucking do that, because the audience, they don't want to see that shit. Rise above it. Right. And it's just like, fuck yeah. That's why I was kind of like, no, you were promised that much time. Right. Because that's the deal that was made. Yeah. And on top of that, I've seen you be funny, you know, and that's why I was like, no, you're going to do your fucking time. You're going to figure out what you need to figure out, and then you're going to get right back where you need to be.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, in terms of like working hard and shit like that, it's like, yeah, I put in time, but like Rob Banks puts in a hell of a lot more time than I do.
Yeah.
You know,
that guy's
and
always out and about.
exactly. And I used to feel the same way about I want to have him on the show, but Andy Picaro is a really good comic.
Yeah.
And so is like guys like Rob Puglisi.
Yeah.
And I always felt really guilty, and this was in the beginning.
Okay.
I always felt really guilty about featuring for Joey.
Really?
Yeah, because it was
I say that in the fact that I can relate. Because, like, yeah, every time I've featured, like, it's guilt. It's like, I don't deserve this. I got a check. I don't deserve that. Oh, you offered to pay for my flight? Dude,
exactly.
You know, I'm not very good at this. You know, it's like, if you get this weird, suddenly, like, you start, like, chipping yourself down. At least me, like, I would, in my own head, just, like, like, getting a call, but, hey, you want to feature this weekend? It's like, what? I mean, yeah, but, like, and then hang up the phone, like, oh, fuck, what did I just get myself into?
Exactly. And I've known you've done that before.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I've known you've done that before, so that was the part of me that was like, no, you know what this is.
Yeah.
Don't fucking start apologizing for it, because it was just like, yeah, I don't know. That was the thing of it, was I was worried that you had started to believe that you were lackluster. And it was like, listen, part of why we're here is because we're all friends and we're all gonna have a great time, which we did.
Yeah.
But the other part is we're gonna give these guys a fucking show.
Right.
So work up to that.
Yeah.
Like, match it or do better.
Right.
And you did. That's why I was like, good. That's exactly what it should be.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's because it was like I was saying with Andy Picaro and Rob Puglisi helped me kind of straighten my head on with this. And it was with the whole Joey Diaz featuring thing. Because in my head, I was like, I don't deserve this. Like, somebody like Andy Picaro or Rob Puglisi, those guys are funnier than me. They've been at it longer. And I was like, those are the guys that deserve it. But then what I realized when we started doing those shows was, when I'll hit them with the gay jokes, I'll hit them hard, because that was another thing that Joey had really, really put into me was, you know, Irvine, I fucking bombed. Yeah. I bombed, and then, dude, George Perez went on and he fucking crushed. Yeah. And it was just like, and dude, God bless George Perez. He was so fucking funny. And I was like, do you want me to bring you up to anything, George? And he goes, bring it. I remember he had a big old joint. And he goes, bring me up as George Lopez. And just dead straight, man. Yeah, and I fucking started laughing. Oh shit! And I mean, you could just see in his eyes that guy was a fucking killer on stage. Yeah. And I was like, holy fuck. Right. And so nice to me. So nice to me. Even when I see him like at the store, always gives him a hug, or always gives me a hug. And I'm like, what's up, buddy? Fucking guy was so nice to my mom too. Oh, that's and so he's awesome. Just, but like I said, there's that part of him that I've seen, and that guy's a fucking killer. Yeah. Like, don't dawdle on that fucking stage. Use it, and you know, because he's coming up. Be efficient. He's gonna, he's gonna fucking knock it down. If you don't. So where those guys helped me was, you know, they taught me, don't apologize for being gay. You hit them. Yeah. You hit them with it. You know your perspective. You have a right to your perspective, and you go fucking be funny. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And Joey was that's it. That's it. You know. Yeah. He does that. There's no losers at my table. And it's just like, okay, all right. And so when you go out, I remember him taking me to Bakersfield.
Oh, good old Baco.
And it was like, holy fuck.
Tembor?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was like, fuck, okay, here we go. And it was just like, I remember that was the first time ever that I fucking hit him hard. I remember my first line was, it was like, I told him, I says, is there anybody else gay here? and it was silent. And I just remember I go, I have Grinder. I will fucking find you. And everybody loosened up a little bit, and I go, we will fucking expose you.
Yeah.
And everybody they started getting it. I go, because I'm not ashamed of it. And I started getting into my act, and I was like, I'm not WeHo queer, I'm prison fag. And it just, going.
Yeah.
And I remember Joey told me after, he was like, that's what I mean.
Holy shit.
You gotta go for it.
Yeah.
And so what Andy and what Rob had told me was they had said, no, you're good with Joey. That's what that's about.
Right.
It's not a matter of deserve.
Yeah.
He goes, that's a fun show.
Yeah.
And then, Rob Puglisi had said, he's like, dude, that's why comedy is so great, is there's something for everybody in it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And so those guys were veterans, and you know what I mean? Like I said,
right.
And I fucking think and I still think they're better comics than me, but the difference is if we're all on the show together, I love them, but I know I need to bring heat because Andy Picaro and Rob Puglisi are.
Yeah.
And that's how they help me make peace with this. So from learning from Joey Diaz to learning from Andy Picaro and Rob Puglisi, yeah, like that's why I was telling you that, is because it's like, no, dude, you're a badass and we're going to get that into you. Like this audience fucking wants you to knock them on their ass. And you did that, dude. I was really fucking proud. And I know that's a really pretentious thing to say, but it's just dude. Like, cuz
well, see, like I don't take that as like you saying that like as someone above me and you're proud of me.
Good,
I take that as like, again, we're friends, and you're like, dude, I saw you get a W that night.
Yeah,
and
for all of us,
dude.
you did the best that night. You did.
I mean, I
hope the Verzies are listening.
Oh man, good old Verzies.
I fucking love. I love teasing those guys.
Dude, they're the. What I love about the Verzies is like they're equal savage as much as they are a punching bag.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like, and I feel like you need that in comedy. I feel like every comic should be that way, just because it's like, dude, like, if you're gonna have a sense of humor about other things, you gotta have a sense of humor about yourself. Like, dude, it's not a one-way street.
Yeah.
You gotta laugh at yourself. And I hate like, and I don't know, dude. I don't want to get like so like. I'm not trying to get philosophical, but like, I feel like everyone's forgetting that, like, dude, this is fucking comedy. This is supposed to be fun. Why are we so against each other? We're not playing for like a playoff spot or a championship belt or anything. Like,
yeah, it's not each other. It's the numbers that are against us.
Yeah,
not each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But you featured for some name.
Yeah, with singular and a singular time.
How did that come to pass, or is that something you want to talk about?
We can talk about it. Because I mean, we've had a falling out, but we're still in good standings, and I love the guy to death still. So
yeah, I was gonna say. So what was the ascent of it? How did that happen?
For everybody who doesn't know my personal life, he's talking about a comedian named Preacher Lawson.
Fucking stellar comedian.
Oh my god, dude, that guy, fucking. Just being around him, holy shit, you feel like you get better. He's one of those people.
Really?
Like, dude, he's like, I get when people are like, dude, I feel like rich people are just aliens. Like, it's like, oh, dude, you're crazy. Dude, being around someone like that, it's like, oh, I fucking get it. Like, dude, they're just, for some reason, just a little quicker than everybody around them. It's so crazy. I'm sure you feel that with Joey.
Oh, yeah. It's intimidating.
Like, dude, it's like, how'd you get that sharp? And like, what's crazy, so I met Preacher, at the Laugh Factory open mic, the Hollywood Laugh Factory open mic. For those of you who don't know the process, it's changed now, but at the time when we did it, I think back in 2016, it was the open mic was at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. The way you signed up was you just wait in line, and they take the first 15 people. When you got in line, at that point in the day, was up to you. I got there at 1 p.m., and I was already 5th. Guess who was number 1? Was it Preacher fucking Lawson? Of course it was.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, that's the kind of guy he is. Like, dude, just everything he did. And when you say like, the best example when you were like, when you talk about telling you like saying your gay material on stage, when you hit him hard. Like he literally hits hard in anything he does in life. Like, holy shit! Like he will show up first to a 3-minute open mic. Like, that's at 6 p.m. You know, so I got there at 1, so signups was at 6, so we were just sitting on the hot Sunset Boulevard concrete for 5 hours. That Southern California
comedy,
sun.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Just getting harassed by homeless people that just walking by.
Getting that sidewalk stink.
Dude, there was this homeless guy that walked up, like by us, like chapped lips, like he's been homeless for a minute, like he was giving up, like
He was third.
yeah, right. He was third and he crushed. Nah, dude, he walked up and he asked a bunch of us for change, and we were just like, dude, we're comics trying to get 3 minutes at a comedy club. We're broker than you, bro. And he lost his shit, and he just started peeling clothes off in the middle of the street. And he was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I have Hep C. I might have HIV. And we were just like, dude, don't throw your clothes towards us then, dude. Like that. So that's what you wait in line with. And so I met him there. And just over the years, you know, we would just out of those 15 people that got to do that open mic, we were the only 2 who kept seeing each other at open mics. Like we didn't see a lot of I would see some of them around the open mic scene, but Preacher and I almost every night we would run into each other at some point.
Really?
And it got to the point where I was like, we're going to the same places and we're just getting closer. Do you want me? He didn't have a car at the time. So I was like, you want me to just scoop you up and we'll just do whatever? And he was just like, of course. Yeah. You know, why would you say no to that? And then so we would just do that. And then we just got closer that way. And then he got a full schedule and I got kind of sad and super distant and we had a falling out. But we're still in good standings. I still love him and his family to death, and I wish him the best.
So you really knew him.
I really knew him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, know his brothers, know his mother.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, man, you're right. You're exactly right about it. There's just people that, you know, their aura is, I'm not even that kind of a guy. It's just
yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. I'll take note and then I'll move on.
Right.
But then like I remember when Joey would walk into Fourth Wall and just the room would change.
Yeah.
And comics that went from trying to work on jokes, brand new jokes,
Yeah.
they went straight into their A material.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Because
Can't bomb.
and somebody would be like, and what was so funny was Joe Minute. It was like after Joey would leave, he'd be like, "All right, you guys can relax now," and everybody would start laughing, and he'd be like, "You fucking why." What do you think he's gonna? He goes, "Why were you guys doing your A material?" And nobody said shit. He's like, "What do you think he's gonna fucking? Oh, you're gonna be my new feature," and he would tease everybody.
Yeah,
and then that was kind of the funny thing. It was like, oh fuck, like yeah. But I mean, what did you learn? I mean, because what gig did you feature at?
So he took me on the road to this club called Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester, New York. Holy shit, what a fucking amazing club.
Really?
Like, dude, Mark, who manages there, is the best. Like, it was a relatively new club. Dude, that club was ran like it's been going 30 years strong.
Really?
It's just such a well-oiled machine. It was the best wait staff, like, I got to deal with, like, at that level, you know? Like, wait staff as an open micer, like, is not a good to pick because they're dealing with the show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the comedy store, try to sign up for potluck, the wait staff is worried about the main room show, you know?
Exactly.
Or they're not worried about the open mic comics.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like,
no,
of course.
and nor should they be.
Right. They have a job to do, so they're not going to be there to make you feel good before you do your 3-minute set, you know? Your dreams are going to come true. Nah, dude, that's not what they're worried about, man.
Exactly.
They got their own lives, man. But, like, dude, like, just working in that environment and, like, dude, like, that was a wait staff that was... Like it was like I got to peek behind the curtain. Like that was the first time I had a wait staff that was like, as soon as I walked in, dude, they picked up my order like first night.
Jesus.
So we went in on Thursday just for the weekday show, and they were gonna have Preacher do a pop-in spot for the crowd because I think it might have been a benefit show. So they're like, oh, as a gift to the crowd, you know, we appreciate your support. Here's someone who's been on TV, you know. So we did that, and then so they like. After that night, so we did the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dude, Friday, like literally they're like, oh, hey guys, how you doing? Oh, Preacher, we have your tea on the table. Joey, you got your coffee black, like how you like. It's like, holy fuck, dude. Like, you understand, I'm only featuring, right? You know? I'm good with just like tap water, you know, and an appetizer.
It's funny because they know how like, well, I don't know if they know, but they're kind of taken back by like how little you can just You can just give me a bucket of water and I'll clean it.
I'll make do.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
exactly.
Yeah. If the bathroom faucet works, I'm good. I'll stay hydrated. Like, dude, they're so amazing and accommodating.
Wow. So, but you and Preacher are good now, though.
Oh yeah, like like my mom, she has like a side business like where she does like press T-shirts and embroidery. So she mostly makes that. So having a bunch of kids who grew up playing baseball, softball.
Oh hell yeah!
Her thing was jerseys, dude.
That's so awesome.
What a side! Like she would do like the whole league. Like it was.
That's so cool.
Yeah, dude, it was dope. Like, yeah, we just have
merch.
a garage. Yeah, so she makes merch for like comic friends. So, comics if you need merch, on the cheap end.
There you go.
Hey, but if it's a joke on the shirt, if it's not funny, we charge double.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
Don't be hacks. Put an effort to your merch.
Was you said I was sad? Is it like was the distance? Because I know people are gonna ask me, why didn't you ask him about the
the follow up? Yeah, press me, dude. I mean, I go through funks like I go through these time periods where I get really distant. I'm super stereotypical. Like I have my own struggles with like mental health, blah blah blah, depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
But I had that before comedy. Ironically, like I think comedy's really helped me cope with it, and especially within my family too. It helped like break a lot of tension, like because like family comes and sees the show, and like I have bits about my family, and I air some shit out, and like in a jokingly way, and like that's like their favorite stuff, and I think that got like a lot of things out into the air, and I feel like it's helped bring us closer overall. But like, so, I have these times where it's like, dude, I get like super distant. And like, I think as I said earlier, like I'll spend more days in bed than out of bed.
Yeah.
Which is, with the whole freelance schedule, works out perfectly. Cause
I was going to say, it's good, but it can be bad
yeah,
too,
oh,
I
for
imagine.
sure. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a definitely double-edged sword. But like, it's definitely better than going to a job I hate that kills me on the inside sad. Like, so it's like, I end up having, resorting to work, like not so healthy behavior when I do that, when I was doing that. So yeah, like, dude, like, so I'll just go through these funks and like, I'm like, and it's not like life threatening or anything. It's just like, dude, like, I'm just numb. Like,
yeah,
like the best way I could describe is like, dude, it feels like I'm sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even feel real. Everything's so hazy and staticky. And like, I don't know. It just like, I go through these like periods where it's like, dude, I just can't feel. Like, it's just weird. I can't like, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, and like, dude, that's why like I feel like I'm the worst person to date because like when I go through those, like it's like, dude, I'm like so high maintenance and like I'm not like one of those people like that are like fix me, but it's like, dude, I'm gonna do this whether you support it or not. So it's like I'm gonna stay in bed, I'm gonna do nothing, I'm gonna not clean, I'm gonna not eat.
I think just now we're starting to, be more conscientious of it too, because it affects a lot of people.
And I was one of those people. Like I'm clearly the only one this affects because this doesn't get talked about. Like I didn't know it was as common as it is.
It's crazy.
And I think like are they saying
that's wrong.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. They're crazy.
No, they are fucking crazy.
They are
what
dead
I mean.
weight to society. What's Bill Burr say? You just hold that shit in, you push it down. You push it down and you act like you got answers.
So, yeah, you had to be distant at that time.
So I get really distant and I do it with like everybody. Like I don't talk like recently, have you been seeing me around the open mic circuit?
No, we have. That's why I was like, where the fuck is Joey?
I've been spending time in bed, dude. I'm not going to lie. Like, so he literally, like Eric literally texted me the day before we recorded this. And my first reaction when I read it was to close out of text messages and lock my phone and not reply. Like that's what I like, and like that's not like a slide on Eric, dude. I fucking love being around you. I think like we don't have a lot of one-on-one conversations together.
No, we don't.
And I wish there were more. Like, and I feel like cause like I feel like I'm really distant to a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people don't know me because I go through this. And like some friends, we pick up where we left off, and some friends, you kind of gotta earn it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not saying like people take it personally when you like kind of disappear, but it is like a little weird when like someone's like, well, let's hang out. Like, because like I'm an all-in type person.
Yeah.
I'm an addictive personality. So it's like, dude, if I'm feeling it, like there could be times where it's like, dude, me and you are gonna hang out every day, and then you're not going to hear from me for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's, again, nothing personal. It's just like, dude, there are times where I pick up the phone and like I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
I just set it down. It's like, no one wants to talk to me. No one wants to like hang out. People are busy. It's 2 p.m., and I slept until 1. Everyone's at work. There's, some like rational thoughts, but like, it's just weird. Like, I can't like muster up the effort. So it's like,
dude,
so it's like I'm trying to get ahead of everything. So it's like, as I've gotten older, I gotten more self-aware and I'm like trying to think more logically. So it's like, again, going back to when you texted me about doing this, I had my initial feelings like, just put the phone down. Maybe I'll reply in an hour and he'll be like, oh, he finally saw it. But as soon as I had that thought, I instantly replied and was like, I'm down.
Yeah, I was happy. I was like, good.
Yeah. I was like, dude, let's do this. I need to break this cycle. And I think that's the biggest thing because like, so I'll go through this funk and if you go through a funk, I feel like it's nice to acknowledge those feelings. Ignoring them is definitely not the healthiest
No,
thing.
I think it's important to acknowledge them too because it lets other people know that they're not alone in feeling that way.
Right. Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah. And I'm not going to like do it again. Like, as I stated, like, I thought like I was like the only one, especially the only one I knew in my social circle who struggled with this. And when I found out like close friends and even some family members had the same thing, it was like, oh, thank fucking God.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God. Like I could air some of this out to some people. And it's like, I don't have to pay a therapist.
No shit, dude. That's the thing of it too, is it speaks volumes to not only like what your friends should know about you, because then friends can work around that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, you need space, but we got to make sure not to give you too much space in the sense of like where when you are up and out, that it's like, we can't hold you like, oh, well, I'm mad that he didn't die. It's like, he had to go through his hibernation in some sense, where it's like, okay, yeah, dude, it's a hard fucking thing. Like,
yeah, it could get overwhelming. It's weird. Like, I remember when I was younger, I didn't understand anxiety. And like whenever someone would have an anxiety attack, like, dude, just calm down. Like, I don't understand. And then when I started like experiencing older, I was like, oh God, I'm such a fucking dick as a kid. Jesus Christ.
No, dude, I've had 2 in my life.
Yeah.
And I hope that honestly,
yeah,
that's why I stopped doing cocaine.
Really?
I thought I was dead. I thought, because in my head I just did like a so much of it.
Yeah.
And I think it was spiked with meth, to be honest. But anyways, it was my really hardcore grinder party days. But anyways, long story short, I could feel my heart going crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck. And I had an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
And it was like I had to get up and I had to walk around the block because I was like, I should be doing some exercise because my heart's going crazy.
Yeah.
So the rest of my body should,
right.
it should just try to catch up with. And the whole day after, I just laid in bed and I cried. It was so fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I cried and I thought I was worse than just the definition of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it was just like, not suicidal, but I understood why people would never want to feel that way again.
Yeah.
And it was to a point where I was like, this is hell. And I was like, this is what hell is.
Yeah.
And so, that guy I was telling you about that choked me by the side of my house.
Yeah.
I never ever told this story to anyone else, but it was one other person. So he and my aunt were going through a separation. And my mom was having a really hard time because she was like, I just don't understand what's so hard for your uncle to get, why he should stop drinking, why he needs to stop doing this, why he needs to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And that uncle ended up passing away. He died like 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all right. It's actually coming up on the date. But anyways, the one person I remember that really, really stuck by him, because my cousin was gonna go live with his dad, and my mom said, I don't know why he's doing that. And I asked him, I said, so what's going on with that? And it was interesting because he was young enough to know He's like, oh no, that's how he gets. Sometimes it's his depression. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, you know, like when he gets really, really upset or like he won't talk. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, he's going through it. And he made it sound like it was this battle.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was like, what does he say? And he's like, well, he goes, I try not to listen to that part. He goes, but when he comes out of it, he apologizes. And I'm like, what does he do? And he says, I'm sorry. I'm just fucked up. I'm fucked up in the head. I'm fucked up. And I was like, why does he say that? And he's like, well, I don't think he understands what it really is. And it was just like, holy fuck. Like, there's my cousin who understands depression.
Yeah.
And the way that it works in his life. And that's why he was going to stay with his dad. Is because he knew he needed to be there.
Right.
Even when it was just to be distant and let his dad go through what he needed to go through.
Right.
So like I said, when I say I get it, dude, I can empathize with, like I said, I don't know what you go through. And I can't say that I do, but I definitely know that you need to go through it.
Right.
You know, and that's as powerful as anything, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, and two, for anybody listening, that's one thing I do want to make sure that, you know, we talk about is you're not alone in feeling that fucking way.
No, not
you're
at all.
not.
Yeah.
And so that's, you know, it is something that they can treat, though. I mean, and you got to go through that because it's not wrong to be depressed, but it is bad if you don't seek to get out of that fucking murky water.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah. And like, dude, the power of like saying it out loud and like getting it off your shoulders, like, is nuts. Like, and like, I'm not talking about in like the form of like a therapist, but like just having a close friend.
Yeah.
Jesus. Like, dude, like I hear like, we talked about Joey Diaz a little bit. Huge fan of his. I listen to his podcasts, listen to him when he's on Rogan. You know, been following his work since fucking. I was trying to think of a special he did on Showtime that he doesn't want to come back, but I can't remember the name. The Payasos of Comedy. He shot that in San Bernardino, where I'm from, in the IE.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember when they shot that, dude. That was like a big like, oh, dude, fucking Jeff Garcia, Joey Diaz, George Perez. Everybody was on that shit. So, but going back to the point, like hearing how he is as a friend, hearing the story of like he'll just call you to see how you're doing, and then like just like when friends are like, oh, I need, you know, I want to go see my therapist, he's like, fuck that, dude, you call me, I'm your therapist. Like, dude, like,
yeah,
there's so much power in that, and like not everyone's gonna in that moment, given where their, you know, headspace is, everyone's different, but not everyone's gonna respond in that moment. The one thing I learned is like, dude, having that offer there unconditionally is such a game changer. Like,
really?
Dude, I have friends, like I'll have friends that are like, oh, Joey's super distant, and like we won't talk, and like again, like things kind of change. But there are friends that like constantly hit me up, and it's like I don't have to say yes to hanging out, but the invitation is always there. And there's just a comfort in like having that open invitation. Just like, hey man, you want to come hang out tonight? And like, you know, or I don't reply.
Yeah.
You know, and then just like it's not a big deal. And then when I do hang out, it's like, oh, you finally made it. All right, yay.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it's not like no one's busting my balls like, oh, look who fucking made, you know?
Yeah.
It's just that unconditional offer, that unconditional, like just being there is so powerful. Like, I don't know, that's for me. Maybe some people are different.
No,
but it's crazy. Like just having that opportunity and just having that option to be like, when I'm ready, it can all come out now.
Is it something that you kind of have to exercise or just kind of sit through, or what? I mean, how do you get out of that funk?
Dude, that's the magic question, because I'm still dealing. Like, I'm still like, so the go-to right now has been going to the gym. That's been trying to be my therapy. But like recently, like I'll go to the gym and then come home, take a shower, right into bed.
Really?
Yeah. And like what's weird is like I won't even like, because like my biggest thing like when I was younger is I would just sleep, and just sleep all day. And everyone's like, "Oh, dude, you're so lazy. You're lazy. When are you gonna get motivated? All you do is sleep." Like that was my escape. Like marijuana was not legal then, so I had nothing to cope with, dude. And I was too young to drink, so I was like, dude, I would just sleep all day. Like, so that's all I would do. That's all I had access to. So I would just sleep, and I had a lock on my door, so I just like lock myself in my room for like hours at a time, super dark, and just to hang out and stay in bed all day. But as I got older and like finding friends that I relate with and just having that option, just something about that, having an option, it's so powerful.
Do you think it could be that way with other people? Just making sure, giving them options, or giving them that option?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would assume so, right? Like, I mean, like some people may not respond as well, and some people they might react the way I react to it. So
yeah, man. Well, fuck, I'm glad you came out for this.
Hey, man, I'm glad you invited me, and I'm glad I went against what I initially felt. So.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I think you're fucking hilarious.
I appreciate that, man.
You killed it, Havasi. It pissed me off. We don't want to be that fucking good.
Hey, man, that's all I'm looking for. I just want to piss my friends off, man.
So that way we have to invite him.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you got to invite me. And then I'll accommodate Luke's sleeping arrangements. Dude, can I just say it, like, first off, like, going to the gym, like, recently, like, dude, that guy's in, like, pretty good shape at his age. I think I'm like a decade younger than him. And watching him sleep, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, dude, this guy needs a white noise machine, earplugs, can't be near the air, 4 pillows, can't sleep on the floor. Like, Jesus, can't share a bed. And then he was like, I slept pretty good. Yeah, I got like 3 hours. 3 hours with all that? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Thank you for saying it. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
But dude, like listening to the episode where you're like, I could just see Joey. Like, I was like, dude, I can't in all good consciousness, I cannot let any person sleep on the ground of a Super 8 motel. Like, holy shit, who knows what he would have woke up with.
I was so mad that you said anything because I was so silent.
Well, I was so close to like saying, like, hey guys, do you want me to sleep with the Verzies so you guys just get your own bed?
No.
But then I didn't want you guys to think like, what the fuck, dude? Joey doesn't want to hang out with us. He'd rather just hang out with the Verzies. And like, so I was like caught in an in-between, you know?
I was wondering, I was like, I wonder why you're still in here. Because I thought for sure we had annoyed the fuck out of you. Like,
nah, man, you guys are, well, because like, listen, like you guys were like charmingly funnily bickering. Whereas, like, if I shared the room with the Verzies, I'm sharing a room with 3 brothers who did everything together their whole lives. They fight over the dumbest shit all the time. So it's like, and like, it gets like super personal. Holy fuck. The amount of times I've heard them say, Sean, you fat fuck, like, get back in the gym. Like, it's like, Jesus, dude. You guys really banking on this triplet act, and you're just like shitting on one of you, like, to like a depressive state. Like, dude, like you can't afford to have one of you kill yourselves. Like, you guys got to be supporting each other way better, man.
Fat.
Maybe I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that'd be dead on. He is the whiter of all of them.
Listen, he's definitely thicker, but like muscular.
Oh, don't I know it? I always tell those guys when they need something, I go, I'll do it for an ass pic of Sean. And they're like, we can't get one. And I'm like, if you want this, you'll get one. Like,
listen, dude, did we talk about this when Sean came into our room after the show? He had a few drinks.
Oh my God.
And we bought him Del Taco.
Do you remember though? He had ordered something and it looked good. And I was like, I want to fucking eat that.
Didn't you
I hit it. I hit it next to that Bible in the fucking thing, and he was like, "I'm like, don't say anything."
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna lie to him because that would be stealing, but I'm not gonna give it to him. Like, if he notices it's gone, then he would have fucking ate the wrapper.
Yeah, definitely.
Burrito, so
he went from his room, walked into the motel lobby, like
yeah,
halls.
Let's get it right. The motel.
Yeah, the motel halls.
They kept bragging that they got us.
Yeah. That was like half painted. Like, and I swear there was like what is it, like, not stucco, what's it,
Oh,
plaster?
God. Yeah.
Like when you fill in, like when you punch a hole in a wall, there was like that, like down the hallway, like just a bunch of like, someone was like, what did I invest in? Fuck! And just like punched holes down the hall and just like, and they just,
Luke talked about this. Do you remember in the hotel, or excuse me, in the motel, they had photography of rocks?
it was like, dude, there's stock photography and then like a rung lower than that. That's what we fucking had. It wasn't even in color.
We were like, it's fucking rocks. And Luke like looks out the window and he goes, all that's outside are fucking rocks.
It was literally like black and white versions of what the fuck is outside the window.
Of the same thing.
Same shit.
He said, he goes, they could have taken this picture from this fucking window. Yeah. And they just hung it up in the...
Dude, I remember us, like, it was me, you, and Luke in a car, and the Verzi triplets in another car. I remember us driving to the gig, and we were leaving our Super 8 motel, and we drove by a Motel 6, and me, you, and Luke just looking in jealousy of the people staying in that Motel 6. Of like, look at those high-class motherfuckers looking down their nose.
Look at them fucking... They got a diving board in their pool. They're not scratching their arms because they didn't, or they were using the towels.
Right, yeah. Oh my God, dude. We definitely left there a little itchy.
Oh,
for
God,
sure.
Yeah. Like, what's this fucking rash?
Dude.
Oh shit. Joey, what you got coming up? You got anything coming up?
Dude, I have a wide open schedule. I have
right
nothing.
on. That's
I'm on the bed sleeping tour right now.
You heard him, bookers. Where can we find you at? Social media, brother.
At Joey Rentch everywhere. At JoeyRentch, Instagram, Facebook, what else? Twitter.
All that good stuff.
I think I'm on Snapchat. I don't know, man.
And seriously, with merchandise, if they ever want to reach out,
yeah, dude, shoot me a message. I don't know the name of the business.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like my mom had her own. I think it was like originally called Neighborhood Embroidery, but I think that went under. And my mom's working with like a partner now, so I don't know what their shtick
With
is.
your comedy though, check him out. He's hilarious. He's awesome. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you so much. You're one of my favorite people. You really are. I absolutely loved having you on the show. It's finally, I've wanted to do this, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, that was Joey Rentch. Sweetheart of a guy, isn't he? Again, you can find him at Joey Rentch. That is JoeyRentch, Joey Rentch. Love that guy. Just all around a deep interview, deep dude. Love him. To know Joey is to love him. So that is it. I will catch you guys next week. Thank you for being patient. Take care, guys.
Say you might lose your mind.